So, one thing to keep in mind is that something that happens in a part of a system that is only influencing its, for example, immediate surroundings may not have direct influence on another different part of that system, say it's far away from it, but the fact that the whole is functionally dependent on both of those parts of this system insinuates that there's a connection. So when you think that there are 7 things that you need to understand and witness what happens after we die, essentially, and this is a psychedelic meditation, basically what it is everything. It's something that you perceive that has gravity in your mind because you think about it, and you know what it is when you find it. And I've discussed this with people, and we agree. I actually wouldn't have found it if someone didn't show me. So it's basically Godhead consciousness. It's basically awareness of experience, regardless of who you are, and it just feels like you're connected to something, but you don't know what it is. And there's lots. So, okay, my point is, with psychedelic meditation, you can use a 7-faceted process, and when you know what it is, this concept, when you experience it, it's more real than anything else. And that terminology is only going to matter to people who have had these kinds of experiences, because what do you mean by seem real? I feel like most people would say that literally everything has the same sense of realness. But beyond basically what's been pointed directly at your eyeballs, since you were born, outside of dreaming and having your eyes closed, plus the now formally established quantum law of physics that basically states that observe light and it takes shape. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you think about the fact that observation comes from within the person and the light source comes from outside of the person, and the fact that you don't see light just floating away off in all directions, means that there's some kind of mechanism that makes light. It's a subconscious mechanism that you are always looking at light. It's like a magnet for your visual perception. Beyond light exist colors and illusions that are unfathomable. Just look at psychedelic artwork and you'll know exactly what I mean. So you have to realize that you're going to die. Death takes you from the physical limitation of having a human body. It takes you beyond the light, into the light. It takes you, and that's where these metaphors come from. They're not metaphors, they're real experiences that people have had throughout history. Memento mori, know this. And it's one of the facets of this meditation. Just like the Great Attractor, which was the first thing I talked about in this video. That's a name I just made up. But that's what it is. It's an attractor. It's like light, but it's not for your eyes. It's for your soul. It's for your senses. You know that you know what it is when you know. When you vibrate your brain, you wake it up. You know what I'm saying? And you can have your brain vibrated and it still not it might automatically become aware of itself. But in order for the processes to happen that create your world experience, your brain has to be functioning on a physical level. So when you use sound to vibrate your brain with the intention of waking it up so that it can do all these chemical processes and take the energy that you've consumed and turn it into perception, or turn it into access to perception. That's what happens. And so, once you have these 7 steps, you'll be doing like a mantra, like a hum, or like a vowel shape to literally vibrate your skull in a pulse that will wake you up to higher dimensional things. Okay? We're talking about beyond the veil of light. We're talking about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dimensional things that are experienceable with the 7-faceted meditation. Basically, you're gonna want to oxygenate your brain and take deep breaths like that. And what you're gonna want to be focusing on is something in the physical world. And it doesn't have to be anything special. It can literally be a hat. But the more symmetrical it is, or the more symbolic to you it is, you might have better shots with that. And you try to just think about what the significance of an object that would be made out of an energy that is not classified by science and that does not follow the rules of physics. It can morph, it can come into existence, it can come out of existence. The dimensions of experience are as follows: left and right, forward and backward, up and down, through time. Okay? Beyond light, there are other dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Other structures that have completely different laws that govern them. And the truth that you must understand in order to perceive these things is they are of equal significance. The hat is only here because of the higher dimensional representation of the hat. And reverse that, and it works too. All right, thinking back now, from the beginning, there's a 7-faceted process that allows you to have third eye visibility into the world of death while you are alive. First, you must understand that you will die eventually. Second, You must understand that this side of the veil and that side of the veil are one and the same.